There's a nice gasket from Moss. The holes don't line up, of course. It's close, but wrong. So I'll have to cut it, screw around with it, paid top dollar, and I still have to modify it. Okay, the front plate is on. I use this Permatex high-tack gasket sealer. Not gasket maker, since there is a paper gasket in there. But I'm somewhat concerned that this is really going to work, because that paper offers no conformability, and this is a very thin coat. And when you read about it, it says for paper gaskets, but it sounds like it's almost for gluing them in place as opposed to sealing them. But it does say sealant on the jar here. It's Permatex 80062. Anyway, I'm going to have to take the engine out again when I work on the body, so if it does leak, I'll fix it then, I guess. I just have temporary bolts in here while it's drying, even though it says it never dries. And so now it's onto the cylinder jugs. I got some bolts to hold them down, with some washers under here. And I cleaned this off with the wire brush on the moto tool. I'm getting to like this thing. I could get right in there. And there's a lot of white goop on there. Can I see it here? It was on this interface surface to the block. And I want that to seal, because that's water to oil seal there. So I cleaned that up with the brush, and next step is to drop these jugs in. Okay, so I have the cylinder in there, and there is a little bit of an edge here, because I don't have the gasket on the bottom. And it looks like if I do place the gasket in here, it stands up a little bit relative to the block, which is probably right, because it should get compressed. So I think it all looks good. Go ahead and give it a shot. This gets treated with the aviation cement, which is for tight-fitting, metal machined surfaces. And this is Permatex 80019. Okay, I cleaned the surfaces off with the grease and wax remover, as well as the gasket itself. Couldn't believe how many rags it took to get it to come up clean. And I cleaned also the edge on this cylinder. So I'm going to put two of them in now, coating everything with the aviation gasket sealer first. Cylinders are in. Tried to leave room for the piston ring compressor around these washers so that I don't have to take the bolts out. Checking the piston ring gap in the cylinder. And you can't see it in the stupid camera, but it's good. Okay, number one piston is in, and I'm going to measure the gap with some plastic gauge now. Okay, the plastic gauge is laying right in there, probably not visible. I'm afraid it's going to blur a little bit because I can't quite put the cap on straight. It's going to kind of smear across the plastic gauge a little bit through the split in the connecting rod, but at least it'll be close. Okay, it looks like it's 3 on the outside edge of it maybe, and 2 in the middle, but I think the 2 is from the blurring. The spec is 2.8 to 4, so I think I'm right in the sweet spot there. So I'm going to put it together. The bottom side is complete. Main bearing caps and all the rod caps torqued, plastic aged, everything checked out right. So next step will be the head. A review of all the pistons installed.